Right here in the middle. Right here in the middle. Whoa. And one more time right here.
Jimmy, you can come right here.
And one right here.
To your right. Everybody squeeze as tightly as we can together. Okay. Everyone looking right here in this one. Right here in me.
It's a gorgeous book, and it reminded me so much of stories that I was told growing up about my family. And the opportunity to bring that story to the cinematic screen was just a once-in-a-lifetime moment. When you think about what the country has endured, what Korea has gone through, it's built into all these stories about resilience. And I think that's, in a time like this, after what we went through after coming out of the pandemic, I think that kind of resilience is really powerful. If you aren't able to watch it with your mother and father, at least when you watch an episode or finish a series, call home.
It's a fourth-generation story. That's just epic. I admire her strength and determination to survive in that time. That's why probably I wanted to play this role. Four-generation story from 1900, it started 1900 till 1984. So, through that time, there's a lot of things happen.
그런 시대 속에서 많은 고통과 아픔을 이겨내고 강인하게 자신들만의 방법으로 살아나갔던 그런 캐릭터들의 많은 공감을 얻어서 이 작품에 참여하게 됐습니다.
I think we have a story that transcends time, it transcends generations and borders, and that's why we see these strong characters who have so much resilience, and I think everyone can relate to that.
저희가 지금 살고 있는 시대가 굉장히 빠르게 다른 나라의 콘텐츠들을 접할 수 있고, 저 또한 스페인 드라마도 보고 미국 드라마도 보고 저희 드라마도 보고 하면서 많은 콘텐츠들의 교류가 일어날 수 있는 시대가 그런 시대에 살고 있다고 생각을 하고, 또 그런 의미에서 이제 한국 콘텐츠들을 접하면서 많은 분들께서 이제 호기심과 어떤 새로운 시각으로 재밌게 봐주시는 것 같습니다.
I think we now live in a world where we can so easily share our stories among each other. So I watch Spanish dramas, American shows. I also watch Korean TV. So I think people now see Korean content so easily. It's more accessible to them, and they find it new and fresh.
Solomon is the grandson of our main protagonist, Sunja, my grandmother, and he is, I would say in a more abstract way, the direct result of the choices and sacrifices and triumphs of the people who came before him in previous generations. Everything drew me to this project. It's incredibly personal. I have family who lived through the colonial era in Japan who only spoke Japanese growing up, and so this story is deeply resonant with my own family's experience and heritage. Zainichi is the Japanese term for ethnic Korean people who are born and raised in Japan.
I really want to explain her by two words, that she is fragile and also resilient. She is the strongest girl and she's smart. She has a lot of wisdom that is natural born, and she knows how to survive. When I was preparing for this role, I found out that I had a lot of similarities between Sanjay and me. So yeah, I guess I have one of those. It's about women, and it's about my mom, and it's about my family. So I think it contains the world. She has her own universe.
여성의 일하기라는 것?
The fact that this is a story about women.
이거는 당신의 이야기이고, 그리고 나의 이야기이고, 우리 엄마와 그리고 우리 할머니와 혹은 우리 아빠의 이야기가 될 수 있기 때문에 그것의 시작은 여성이라고 생각해서 그런 이야기라고 생각해요.
Well, it could be a story of you, and it could be a story of mine, and it could be a story of my mother, it could be a story of my grandmothers, because all the origin is coming from these women. So I think it is very relevant that this is a story about women.
There's a lot of people vying for success in this story, and I think what they all learn or realize or already know, depending on which character you are, it all comes back to family. The greatest gift of this show was I got to spend so much time with Jin Ha, who plays Solomon, and he's one of the main heartbeats of the show.
I wanted to join this show because I'm Korean-Japanese third generation. Yes, the story is like my family history.
Pachinko in the story is a symbol for hope and success. Through Pachinko, you can learn about, there's a lot of historical features, a lot of cultural and just social aspects to it too. I think a lot of people can be introduced to a newer side of Korea.
I own a Pachinko parlor. Pachinko is like a Japanese-style pinball game. Lots of people around me have something to do with Pachinko. The series expands the story. The book was a bestseller. I loved it.
Pachinko is an adaptation of a New York Times best-selling novel. That's a sweeping family saga taking you from Korea, Japan, United States. It's a multi-generational family epic told in 3 languages, nothing like it's ever been made before or seen before, and it's gorgeous and sumptuous, and we can't wait for audiences to see it.
You'll be dropped into two timelines that tell this sort of epic story of generations of a family that have survived a lot of trial and tribulation and have persevered. It's really a story of resilience and decisions that one is forced to make when difficult times happen.
I mean, the source material of the novel is absolutely, integral to our identity and as Asian Americans. A lot of Korean films and dramas have existed forever, and I think right now people are starting to find it through the kind of international streaming avenues. And I also think that a lot of Korean cinema is very emotional and very relatable in terms of the things that they talk about and very human.